Here today to help you reflect on your digital usage is the creator of the Social Media Detox, Teague Dooley-Pankow. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I want to kick off doing something that I have heard is super rude. So I have a phone here that I've left on the table during our segment, but I've just kind of put it face down to indicate that, like, I'm probably not going to look at it.
Right.
But I've read that that is super rude, especially if you're at lunch with somebody or in the middle of a meeting.
Right. So you don't know, so I'm not judging you, Jacqueline. But yes, this is a little bit rude, and it is actually called phubbing, which refers to phone snubbing. So you are basically kind of snubbing the person that you're with and maybe disregarding their full attention. You're not giving them your full attention. So yes, that is actually a little bit rude.
Because you've talked about, when you've been here before, about how having this here, you're not fully engaged and present and focused.
Absolutely.
Which I know is something that you wanted to talk about because there was a study about how your cognitive brain actually declines when your phone is by you, especially if you're sleeping.
Absolutely, yes. Especially if you're sleeping and when you want to focus, having your phone by you actually really reduces that ability to really lock into things, focus on things. It increases stress and anxiety, and it does so many things. It just creates that mental pull throughout the day, and you're subconsciously thinking about it. Even if your phone is closed and in a different, in a different area, if I can see it, I'm actually thinking about it, which is scary.
Right. So you want to make sure that you kind of, if we don't need it, we're going to just completely get rid of it.
Yes, exactly. Out of sight, out of mind, which is very applicable to phones.
Put it in your bag or under the table or something like that. Put it in your pocket. Right.
Yeah.
Get rid of it completely, which I feel like some of us would do if it weren't for the fact that we need it for communication. We're kind of reliant on it. But for the new year, we are going to try and sort of lessen some of these habits. So I see that you have brought 3 jars here, one that says let go, one that says cut back, one that says keep. So what is this? What are we letting go, keeping, and cutting back on?
Absolutely. So the New Year's is a great time to check in with yourself and your digital habits. So maybe there are things that you've been doing through the year. It's just kind of something you've become accustomed to. There are some things that we'd like to cut back on. There are some things we're letting go. And there's some things that we're keeping because there are some things that are good about a phone. It has a great map application.
I like Duolingo. I like learning other languages.
Yeah, we can connect with friends. There are some great things about phones, but there are also some bad habits we've gotten into. So we'll go through some of them now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to grab one of my first ones. So creating a phone home.
Yes.
So this is kind of what we were touching on earlier. Keeping that phone out of sight really helps you focus. It reduces stress and anxiety. So you can create a phone home. You can either have a box or you can have a drawer or a bag that's somewhere that your phone goes when you are doing really dedicated work. So we are keeping that. We are doing that this year.
Keeping a phone home. Checking our phone first thing in the morning, which I know is something when you've been on previously you've said is not a good thing. So why don't we let that go completely?
We're letting it go completely or cutting back.
Okay. I'm going to this year, it'll be one of my resolutions. I will let it go completely.
Okay, I'm proud of you.
We'll see. Next time you're here, you have to call me on this and find out if how well I've been doing.
Absolutely.
You can be my accountability.
Absolutely. Well, it's really important. The first thing in the morning, we've said this before, but the first 30 minutes when you wake up, your brain is like a sponge. It absorbs everything that you are giving to it, and you think about those things subconsciously throughout the day.
Right.
So it's very important to stay off your phone for as long as you can in the morning. That's one thing. Yes.
Turn off non-essential notifications. That is something for me. I actually never let anything notify me. I, from the beginning, have always said I don't want that. So I don't need to let that go. But I think, we're gonna keep. For me, we're gonna keep it. If you have notifications, you should definitely try and cut back.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one thing that I even talked to my parents about, and they weren't even familiar you could do this. But they get notifications from everything. They get notifications from their bank, their grocery store, their local animal shelter. It's like we don't need all of those notifications.
Right.
Instead, turn off those notifications in your settings app, and then you just don't have as many temptations to reach for your phone for no reason.
Right. I like this one. What's a no phone zone?
Okay, so now this is great, especially during the holidays or in the new year, creating those spaces in your house that no one is allowed to have phones. So maybe it's the dinner table, maybe it's when you're watching a movie and you're on the couch, no one's allowed to have their phone in here because we're all just gonna end up scrolling together.
Right.
So creating those no phone zones. Another thing is like maybe your bedroom, no phones in the bed, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So creating those spaces that feel like no one can have them here, and then it reduces the temptation overall.
Right.
So
no phone zone.
No phone zones, we're keeping it.
All right, great. How about using your phone as an alarm clock?
Jacqueline, I know you're guilty of this, but we're getting rid of it in the new year.
Okay, we're going to let it go.
We're letting it go.
We're getting an actual alarm clock.
We are getting an actual alarm clock.
Which prevents scrolling before bed.
Incredible. And look, we're doing so well.
I was going to say, this is going great. Let's do like 2 more. Let's do that one.
Okay, looking at your ex's profile, we're not doing it in 2026.
Right.
Okay.
We're letting that go.
Yeah, and there's actually been studies this year that show that the longer you look at someone's profile, the more you think about them, and like the longer it takes to get over something. So yes, definitely no longer look at those. Block them.
I like that. Yeah, just done, get rid of it. And then comparing your life to curated social media feeds, I feel like that whole Instagram versus reality thing is real.
It's very real, yeah. And yeah, it just feels like we are comparing ourselves to people's highlight reels. It's just not real, and we shouldn't be doing it. So we are letting that go.
Letting that go. And then the last thing, since we do have this phone that we can use as a prop, we have turned this phone onto grayscale. Can you just very quickly talk about that? You can Google how to do this online, but...
Yeah, putting your phone in grayscale is really incredible. It reduces that dopamine urge to look at those bright notifications. It makes your phone essentially boring. Yeah, which is awesome. Because then you just really don't want to look at it anymore, which is great. You just kind of look for the things you need, and then you log off.
And then you're done.
It's incredible. It's a really big habit changer.
Well, thank you for being here, and thank you for giving us all of these great tools so that we can streamline our social media for the year. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jacqueline.
Well, to learn more or to rewatch any segment from today's show, you can visit us on our website, which is www.ciliving.tv.